All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight reaction video. All right, y'all, back with my post-fight thoughts on this one. All right, y'all, the rematch. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski 2. Oh, man, this one was crushing, man. Shout out to Volkanovski for taking this fight on short notice, but Islam Makhachev is a guy you don't take on short notice. I was a little worried for him. I believe Volkanovski won the first fight, but the first fight was very competitive. Islam Makhachev is a dangerous fighter. You don't take a guy like Islam Makhachev on short notice. Even Volkanovski. Even for Volkanovski. I mean, Volkanovski, he's a student in the game. He stays ready. But staying ready is one thing, but being fully prepared is another. And somebody like Makhachev, he was fully prepared for whatever Volkanovski was going to bring. He's seen him before. On top of that, he just came off a full training camp. He was ready to go. So the way this fight went, I expected it to be a little bit more competitive. I thought that Volkanovski, he was going to use his striking to the best of his ability as far as his speed. But again, not having that full training camp, it plays into your speed and your timing and, getting that rhythm down. So Makhachev, he settled in, man. He settled in with his striking, had a beautiful setup, doing a good job of just throwing some nice low kicks, and then boom, sets up a nice head kick. Now, he threw one that kind of foreshadowed what was possibly going to happen, but the way he set up that head kick after a good clinch game, it was all she wrote, man. Islam Makhachev, he got it done in one over Volkanovski. Wow, man. Volkanovski hadn't lost like this in over 10 years. About 10 years, man, since he was last stopped. His very first loss was a TKO, I believe, by a head kick back in 2013. And since then, he's been looking like one of the best fighters. Like, he was doing everything he could in his power to not revisit that again. But sometimes it'll happen, man. It happens to the best of them, So I think Volkanovski can definitely bounce back from this one. But yeah, man, looking back at the fight real quick, man, Makhachev, he did a good job with the leg kicks, just kind of feeling Volk out, throwing out little feelers, just kind of testing him and kind of setting the pace where it's just like he was going to throw out a leg and body kicks. And then there was a foreshadowing moment where he threw a left head kick, and Volkanovski just kind of leaned to the left and kind of grazed it and, just kind of played it off. Then Makhachev switches the game up, shoots for a takedown. Can't get the takedown, so he initiates a nice tie clinches, lands some knees to the body, some brutal knees to the body of Volkanovski, because Volkanovski coming in on a short notice. You got to work that body. You're going to work that body and test his cardio for sure, break him down quicker, right? But I thought Volk, he was holding his own in the clinch as far as his strength. He was using his head for good control, using his head and his forearm to kind of maul Makhachev, but Makhachev did a good job of separation. As soon as they separated, Makhachev was getting comfortable with the striking again. Come forward, measuring his range, landing a good left hand on Volkanovski. Then just as he was backing him up, man, he set up another beautiful head kick. This time, he put everything on it. First he started with those low kicks again, and then throws the head kick. Just as Volkanovski sees the kick coming, he thinks it's going low, a la Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman, and boom, catches him with that head kick. And as soon as it lands, like, I saw Volk just kind of like buckle, and I say, okay, he gonna shake this thing off. But man, he just crumbled from that shot. He went right down the seat of his pants. Makhachev jumped on him, propped his head up on his knee, and landed like a good 8-9 clean shots. And the ref just had to step in and stop it. I was like, yeah, save him, man, save him. Now the first go around, the first reaction, I go, oh no, he's okay from the angle. But watching it again, and they show it from 5 different angles, I was like, oh, yeah, he needed to be saved, man, right there, because he ate like 9 big shots, and he was bleeding, and he was leaking. He looked gone, man. Like, I think after he ate like 3 or 4, he was done. So the ref was like, oh, man, let me get in and stop this. So, yeah, it was a legit knockout win for Islam Makhachev. Nothing controversial about it. Like I said, you see it from 5 different angles. I just wanted to see Volkanovski get that win, man, get some get back. But, he had to be saved from himself from this one, man. Dang, that was a crushing loss, man. Because, I'm a fan of Volk, too. I like the work he puts in the game. And, I think he's definitely one of the best fighters out there. But I don't think he'll let this, tear his aura down. I don't think this is going to affect his aura as far as ruling his division. I hope not. But, you never know, man. Because this was a fight he really wanted. And, he wanted to go in there and prove that he's the best fighter. Like I said, at the same time, keep the show going. But sometimes, man, you got to think first. Money's not everything. heart's not everything too, man. You know, you gotta, you know, sometimes think with your brain. You know, you gotta go with your brain sometime and say, hey, man, like maybe I'll just sit this one out because Makhachev ain't no joke. But this is how it goes, man. Definitely not taking away from him, you know, as far as his heart. But moving forward from here, as far as Islam Makhachev, we'll see. I guess we're going to wait for the Oliveira fight. You know, when Oliveira gets healed up, that's probably the next task at hand for Islam Makhachev. You know, see what happens with that fight next. But I still want a legit rematch for Volkanovski, man. I want him to get a full training camp and take on Islam Makhachev again, man, because I ain't having this, man. I ain't having this, man. He got to come back and get this one, man. But anyways, what's next for Volkanovski? Hey, move back down and defend that belt again. What's the other young guy's name want to come up? Let me pull up the rankings real quick here. I believe he's number 5, the number 5 featherweight. He might be next. Topuria, however you pronounce his name. He's looking like the next guy for Volkanovski, right? Young, undefeated cat. So, you know, let Volkanovski get some rest and recovery time. You know, get back into a good mental space. You know, if anything is wrong upstairs as far as those cuts on his face from the beating he took in this fight, let him heal up. You know, let him get his kung fu back. He should be good to go, man. But yeah, shout out to Volkanovski for trying. But Islam Makhachev, just a guy you don't take on short notice. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.